Hi, I'm Joanne from Heartbeat Hand Knits, and welcome to the Learn How to Knit a Hat video tutorial. So here we are, we're going to knit a hat. This is such a fun, easy project. All it uses is the garter stitch or the knit stitch, so it's great for absolute beginners. You don't need to know how to knit at all. I'm going to teach you with the video tutorials in the pattern. Or it's great for somebody, an experienced knitter who's just looking for a fast, easy to go to project. So here's the hat. I'm wearing it. I put a cute little pom-pom on it, and I think I just got this pom-pom at Michael's craft store. You can get all sorts of colors now. This yarn is Knit Picks Tough Puff. So for this pattern, I'm going to put it back on because I'm cold. There we go. Super fun, right? And fast. So here is the pattern. It is on my Ravelry site as a free pattern. Learn to Knit a Hat by Heartbeat Hand Knit on Ravelry. So a few things. Well, first of all, there's going to be 3 video tutorials, all very short, just a couple minutes each. The first one, we're going to learn how to make a slip knot and cast on. The second one, we will learn how to knit. And the third one, we will learn how to do the decreases for the crown of the hat and how to finish the hat up. So here we go. First of all, with a pattern, a lot of people have said, I know how to knit, but I can't read a pattern. And it's true, it can be confusing to read a pattern when you're first starting. So all patterns will give you a description of what you're going to make. Then it'll tell you what you need in either grams or yardage or both, and what kind of yarn, and a gauge, and we're not even going to get into that right now, don't worry about it. They will also tell you the abbreviations for everything you need to know how to do for this pattern. So this one says CO is cast on, K is knit, K2 together is knit 2 together. And if it's something that is a little bit out of the ordinary, it will also explain it right there too. So that's completely standard for all patterns. So you don't have to just look at the abbreviation and supposed to know what it is and how to do it right away. Okay, so the pattern says to cast 27 stitches loosely onto your needles. Now, this is extra bulky yarn. It's Knit Picks, I just said that, Tough Puff by Knit Picks. Also, you could use Lion Brand Thick and Quick or Lion Brand Hometown, which is the same thickness as the Thick and Quick, but I think there's more acrylic in it than wool. And that's might be more widely available for some people. I think you can even get it at Walmart, definitely Michael's and Joann's craft stores if you don't want to have to order online through Knit Picks. But anyway, so I'm just going to turn my camera around and let's cast on. Here we go. I hope you don't get dizzy. All right. So my camera is next to me. So this is my left hand and it's my right hand. So it's just like you're behind me. So don't think that you know, it's backwards or you're gonna do it backwards or something like that. So this is the easiest way to learn. Okay, so you take your ball of yarn. Your yarn that is attached here to your yarn, this side, is always called the working yarn. So what I want you to do is to hold it in your right hand like a rainbow. And you'll have this little tail on your left and the working yarn coming off to your right, okay? Just like a rainbow. There we go. So now with your left hand, grab the bottom. You haven't done anything, you're just grabbing the bottom. And give this a counterclockwise twist. Just like that. You still haven't done anything. Now, give it another counterclockwise twist. There. Now I want you to take your fingers, your right fingers, and I want you to pull that working yarn through this twist. So you're just going to pull it down and pull it through that circle. Now, just tighten it up. And that is your slip knot. And when you put this on your needle, so it can look huge, but when you put it on your needle, you just snug it up. There we go. So one more time. Hold it in your right hand. Make a rainbow. Your tail is on your left. Working yarn is on your right. Grab it with your left hand on the bottom. Do one counterclockwise twist. Do another counterclockwise twist. With these fingers, your right hand, going, I guess, toward the fingers on your left, just grab that working yarn. Grab it right through, pull everything up tight. There we go. Take your needle, pull it through, snug it all up. And there's your slip knot, which acts as your first stitch. So now take that needle, put it in your left hand, and we're going to cast on. Now the way you cast on is, this is on your left hand, and some of you may be familiar with this already. You take your right needle, you're going to put it through the loop here. This is what they call the front of the stitch, and that's what they call the back of the stitch. So when it's on your needle, if you hear front of the stitch, they just mean the side facing you, and the back is obviously the other side. So you put it through the loop, you make an X with your needles. You take your working yarn, not your tail, and you do counterclockwise over that right needle, right hand needle, and now you just want to pull it, trying to make sure you can see, pull it to your abdomen here, and you'll have a strand of yarn that you're pulling. Take that, it's a loop really, on your right hand needle, and put it on your left hand needle. There we go. So let's do that a few more times, because you're actually going to do this 27 times for the pattern. So again, put your right hand needle through, you're making an X, what looks like an X. You're taking your working yarn, you're putting it counterclockwise around that right hand needle. You're pulling that right hand needle, which now has that yarn there, toward your abdomen, and there'll be a loop of yarn there. You take that loop of yarn, you put it on your needle, snug it up, not too tight, not too loose. You want it just sort of in the middle. Some people snug it way too tight. Don't do that. If anything, leave it on the looser side. So we'll do that just a few more times. Goes through, counterclockwise, pull it toward you. You'll have your loop of yarn on your right hand needle now, and just put that on your left hand left hand needle. One more time. Okay, so I want you to do that 27 more times for the pattern, and I will meet you back here for learning how to knit.